Hi, welcome to the Making Life Changes Urban Gardening Channel. My name is Harold Helm, and I'm out here today to give you some great gardening tips on how you can have continual sea of green when it comes to harvesting your green leafy vegetables. Some people like to come out here and just pull your vegetables up, the whole plant, and then you got to plant new seeds. Now that works great if you have lots of land. But if you're like us and you live in the city or a suburb, or you have just a small area where you're doing what we call square foot urban gardening, you're going to be a little bit more surgically precise when it comes to harvesting, so you can continue to reap harvests week after week after week. And so today we have several types of plants here. This is a Siberian kale, beautiful. You see how large it is. The leaf's very healthy. We also have dinosaur kale, and then we have red leaf lettuce, and we have some spinach that we're going to be harvesting as well. And so today what we're going to do is we're going to harvest just the leaves that we want to take off the plant. We're going to leave enough leaf and foliage on the plant so the plant will grow back. If you do this, every 2 to 3 weeks you can come out here and harvest, and you can continue to have a perpetual sea of green. And you're going to get so much greens that you won't be able to eat it all, so you're going to have to learn how to freeze it, preserve it, maybe you can it. There's a lot of interesting ways that you can do it. So what we do is we just go around the plant. I'm going to look for the big leaves, the leaves that I know that I need to go ahead and take off. And give me a good pair of scissors or some shears. And you want to go right down here to the base. If you can see this, the base of the plant. And I'm just going to cut right there at the bottom. Take this whole leaf off just like this. I'm going to collect it. Later I'm going to clean these. I got a great video, shows you how to clean these leaves and get everything off and get them ready. So I'm just going to go around the plant, and I'm going to take off all these bottom leaves. Even some of these that don't look real great, because we want to remove them from the plant anyway, because it's going to encourage new growth. And just work your way around the plant. Don't take the little leaves off, because you want something to grow back. You're going to have some of these leaves that are going to be a little yellow. These are leaves you can throw into your compost bin and recycle them. They're no good, but you want to get them off the plant to encourage new growth. So I'm just going to go around here and take these off. And this one here I can take off too. It's pretty good size. And there you go. And actually, I can take this one other one off. It's kind of medium. I could have left it on, but I'm going to go ahead and pull it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave 3-4 leaves on, and I'm going to encourage new growth. In just 2 to 3 weeks, the plant's going to be that same size, and it'll be time to harvest again. And you can do the same thing with all your different green leafy vegetables. With this dinosaur kale doesn't quite get as big. It's okay. They're going to be smaller. These are really tasty, especially if you put them in a recipe like some white beans and rice and cook them in. Kale is just wonderful. It's rich in all kind of vitamins, especially vitamin A, high in fiber, very nutritious, and it's a superfood. And this one leaf down here that's kind of going bad a little bit, starting to get the yellow, you can just throw that into the compost bin. So I'm going to take this kale and clip it all the way off. So I'm going to work it all the way to the top of the plant until I get to the small leaves. Once I get to the small leaves, I am not going to mess with the small leaves. I'm going to leave the very, very small leaves on the plant to encourage new growth so the new leaves can grow back. So I'm going to leave that on there. All this is going to grow back and continue to get up. And this kale will continue to grow taller and taller, and eventually it will go through its lifespan. Now, red leafy vegetables, green leaf vegetables, whatever type of lettuce you like, it's the exact same thing. You just work your way around the bottom of the plant, and you really got to get in here. It's good to kind of leave yourself some space when you're working in your garden. That's why we put one plant per square foot, so you can get in your garden without stepping on your plants and they're not too overcrowded. I definitely want to remove this bad leaves down here and throw them into the compost bin. Get all that out because it will encourage new growth. Then you just want to go around your plant. And this is one plant. All these plants that we're taking from today, they actually survived the winter storm down here in the Houston area, down here in Texas. And we were very fortunate. We covered our plants. These are green, hardy, winter-tolerant plants, and so they survived. We did lose a few plants, but most of the plants survived, and this is what's left. And look, they're grown back, and we're getting amazing harvests from them. So we're going to continue to work around the plant and take off all these green leaves. And don't take them all off. You want to leave some so they grow back. And I'll show you what it looks like when we get through. These are great for sandwiches, salads, and grow really fast. So you want to come out here, you want to trim them, but if you don't take the whole plant up, they'll grow back. That's the beautiful thing about it. So there's one more leaf on the side. I'll take this one. And you just want to look to see how big they are. See this one? These are small. These are small. I want to leave them. This is small. This is still growing. There's one back over here I'll take. And this one right here, and that's it. And I'm going to leave that on there, and it's going to grow back. And a couple weeks, and it's going to be another big plant again. So I have a perpetual sea of green constantly harvesting from my garden. And one thing you want to do too, when you take your plants in and you clean them up and you take the stems out, make sure that before you use them, that you soak them in some water, about a gallon, half gallon of water, fill your bowl up, and put you about a capful of vinegar, regular white vinegar. And let it set for 15-20 minutes at least. That'll kill all the germs that are on the plant. So if there's any bacteria on the plant, they're not contaminated. Let me show you the spinach. Now you can see we're filling this bowl up. We're going to come back out here and we're going to get several more bowls of these filled up here as we harvest. And we're going to have to end up freezing a lot of our kale. Not the lettuce, but the kale freezes very well. And so we'll put it in storage bags and put it in the freezer and continue to have kale throughout the year. And same with spinach. Get in here so you can see this. Here's the spinach plant. Some people just go and they pull this whole plant up, but then you kill the plant. So what we're going to do is we're going to clip just right around the outside edge and take all these big leaves off. And by doing this, we're encouraging new growth, and we're reusing the same plant. We're not having to wait a long time for these plants to produce a new spinach plant. We're going to continue to clean everything up and take all the leaves off, and eventually we're going to be left with just some plants that have a few leaves on them. In a few weeks they're going to grow back and we're going to have more great greens. It's going to be a perpetual sea of harvest, perpetual sea of green, and this is what we're doing here at Making Life Changes. If we've helped you today in this video, please give us a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that bell so you don't miss any of our updates, and share our videos on social media. I am making life changes. You can too. God bless you.